Prone abdominal hollowing. First lie face down on a mat with a small towel beneath your head. Position your arms beside you, pointing forward, palms down, your elbows bent at right angles. Reach forward with the top of your head to lengthen your spine, keeping your shoulders apart. Breathe in deeply. To engage your core, gently pulling your navel up toward your spine and allowing your lumbar spine to lengthen without lifting your hips. Breathing out as you do so. 3. Hold your abdomen in for 5 seconds. Then inhale as you return to the start position in a slow, controlled movement. Repeat as required. Take rest for 10 seconds, then perform next exercise. Tummy back and start with floor, with your knees hip width apart. Place your hands on your hips and inhale deeply. As you exhale, suck in your belly button towards your spine, squeezing your abdominal muscles. Hold this position for a few seconds, then release and inhale. Take rest for 10 seconds, then perform next exercise. Hell slide. First kneel on a mat with your hands under your shoulders and your knees under your hips, keeping your back in a neutral position, and breathe in deeply. Breathe out, pulling your abdominals in tight and sucking your navel toward your spine. With one fluid motion, reverse the curve in your lower back and tilt your hips. Release your spine to a neutral position without dropping through your back. Inhale and exhale, feeling the movement within your abs. Repeat as required. Take rest for 10 seconds, then perform next exercise. Happy baby pose. Start by lying on your back with your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor. Bring your knees towards your chest and grasp the outside of your feet with your hands. Open your knees slightly wider than your torso and bring them towards your armpit. Flex your feet and press the soles of your feet up towards the ceiling. Gently pull down on your feet to deepen the stretch in your lower back and hips. Hold the pose for a few deep breaths and release. It's important to keep your lower back pressed into the mat throughout the pose and avoid arching your back. Make sure to breathe deeply and relax into the stretch. You can also gently rock side to side and massage the lower back with the movement of your hips. Take rest for 10 seconds, then perform next exercise. Dead bug. Start by lying on your back with your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor. Place your arms straight up towards the ceiling with your palms facing each other. Slowly lower your right arm and left leg towards the floor, keeping your lower back pressed into the mat. At the same time, lower your left arm and right leg towards the floor. Pause for a moment before returning to the starting position. Take rest for 10 seconds, then perform next exercise. Hands in your dead bug. Start by lying on your back with your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor. Place your arms straight up towards the ceiling with your palms facing each other. Slowly lower your right arm and left leg towards the floor, keeping your lower back pressed into the mat. Pause for a moment before returning to the starting position. Repeat the movement on the other side, lowering your left arm and right leg towards the floor. Take rest for 10 seconds, then perform next exercise. Taking me so damn long, it's fading from belief. I need to slow this down, it's burning from high flies. Start by lying on your back on a mat or bench with your legs extended straight up towards the ceiling. Hold a small weight, resistance band, or use a machine available. Slowly lower both legs out to the side, keeping them straight and together as you lower them down. Pause for a moment at the bottom of the movement and then slowly bring your legs back together towards the center. Take rest for 10 seconds, then perform next exercise. Bridge hip abduction. Start by lying on your back with your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor. Place your arms at your sides with your palms facing down. Slowly raise your hips up towards the ceiling, squeezing your glutes and core as you land. As you raise your hips, lift one leg up towards the ceiling, keeping your foot flexed. Lower your leg back down to the starting position, and then lower your hips back down to the floor. Repeat the movement on the other leg, lifting it up towards the ceiling as you raise your hips. Take rest for 10 seconds, then perform next exercise.